the battle for humanity. Humanity stands at a crucial juncture, facing the unprecedented ability to irreversibly alter our biology through technology. Driven by a narrative of human deficiency, we're embracing technologies like AI and gene editing, risking the very essence of our humanness. While past technological advancements impacted our external world, these new tools reshape our internal landscape, affecting our brains, immune systems, emotions, and even the subtle energy that we use subconsciously to communicate with each other, as well as other forms of life. Futurist Ray Kurzweil predicts a 2045 singularity, where humans merge with machines becoming transhuman. This vision sees us integrating AI into our bodies, achieving a perceived immortality at the cost of human qualities like empathy, intuition, and creativity. Kurzweil foresees a future where nanotransmitters monitor our bodies and choices, enforcing societal norms. This transhumanist movement aims to eliminate perceived human flaws like grief and suffering, prioritizing logic and efficiency over emotion and artistic inspiration. The ultimate goal is a digital matrix where humans are integrated into the internet, controlled by algorithms. However, this path contradicts our innate sense of something special within us. We possess a unique divinity, a source of imagination and creativity, threatened by technological takeover. New discoveries continually reveal the extraordinary capabilities of our natural biology, surpassing the limitations of current technology. Our cells and neurons outperform computer chips and AI algorithms in many ways. The transhumanist pursuit mimics natural bodily functions, offering a seductive yet ultimately limiting alternative. This movement represents a battle between good and evil, seeking to separate us from our inherent divinity. We must awaken to our untapped potential before surrendering our humanness to a technologically driven evolution. Inherent divinity. An unseen battle rages for control of our inherent divinity, the force within us that unlocks joy, healing, and freedom from fear. This divinity transcends perceived limitations and empowers us to overcome challenges. It's expressed through our human capacities, though often suppressed by societal conditioning. Scientifically, this is evident in the discovery of higher brain states achieved by Tibetan monks through meditation, demonstrating our untapped potential. This divinity is the source of creativity, as attested by artists and innovators who describe their work as flowing through them. Powerful forces seek to suppress our divinity through distractions like conflict, hardship, and even self-sabotage. However, these challenges can become catalysts for awakening our inherent power. Our biology, particularly the heart, connects us to a field of information beyond time and space, granting access to our divine potential. This is why technological integration poses a threat, potentially severing this connection. Divinity is the wellspring of intuition, creativity, and self-healing. It liberates us from fear, empowering us to live authentically and resist external control. By embracing our divinity through love, forgiveness, and honoring our bodies, we transcend the battle between good and evil, achieving true human perfection. Our self-perception, our personal story, shapes our lives, influencing everything from daily choices to our relationship with the divine. This story, formed from childhood experiences, societal conditioning, and cultural narratives, dictates our responses to life's challenges. Scientifically, our emotions, translated into molecules called neuropeptides, solidify these narratives within our very biology, beginning even in the womb. A mother's experiences, particularly stress and trauma, directly impact a child's development. However, these inherited narratives are not fixed. We can rewrite them through epigenetic modifications, changing our perceptions and healing past traumas. Our collective story, the origin of humanity, also profoundly influences our self-perception. The conventional Big Bang theory portrays a dead, unconscious universe where life arose through a series of improbable events. This narrative diminishes our sense of significance and purpose. However, the precise conditions required for life challenge this random chance narrative. These conditions, from Earth's perfect distance from the Sun to its stable magnetic field and optimal atmosphere, suggest a universe finely tuned for life, implying a deeper meaning and purpose beyond mere chance. This challenges the conventional narrative, suggesting we are more than just lucky accidents in a dead universe. The prevailing dead universe cosmological model fosters exploitation of natural resources and diminishes reverence for life. This mindset fuels the transhumanist agenda, which seeks to technologically improve upon our supposedly flawed biology. In contrast, panpsychism is an emerging scientific theory that posits a conscious and intelligent universe. This view, supported by physicists Gregory Matloff and Freeman Dyson, suggests that consciousness is inherent in all matter, not just living beings. This living universe model implies a deeper purpose to human existence, challenging the notion of life as a mere accident. The anomaly of human chromosome 2 defies gradual evolutionary processes. Its unique structure is formed by the fusion of two primate chromosomes. This fusion is responsible for many distinctly human traits, including intellect, brain development, and emotional capacity. This fusion occurred about 200,000 years ago, coinciding with the emergence of anatomically modern humans with their fully developed human capabilities. The odds of such precise and rapid mutations are astronomically small, exceeding the threshold of scientific impossibility. This challenges the prevailing paradigm of random, gradual evolution, suggesting intentional intervention and purpose in human origins. The mystery of chromosome 2 and the abrupt emergence of suggest a more complex and potentially purposeful origin for humanity, one that transcends the limitations of current evolutionary theory. While scientists remain uncertain about the cause, the evidence points towards a deeper truth beyond current scientific understanding, urging a paradigm shift and exploration of our inherent divinity for answers. The code within. Humanity grapples with its fundamental identity, a question impacting every facet of life from personal choices to global affairs. While ancient texts offer clues, they point inward, suggesting the answer resides within us, encoded in our very cells. A 2007 scientific breakthrough demonstrated the feasibility of storing and retrieving information within living DNA, using bacteria to encode and decode Albert Einstein's equation, E=mc². Subsequent research has revealed DNA's superior storage capacity, exceeding current technology by 1,000-fold, due to its 3D structure and inherent efficiency. This longevity and density make DNA a prime candidate for holding ancient messages, potentially implanted long ago. The process involves translating keyboard language into binary code, and then converting this binary code into the chemical language of DNA. Using the gene editing technology known as CRISPR clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats, this information is inserted into the DNA of an organism, becoming part of its genome. Retrieval involves reversing the process, converting the DNA code back into binary and then into readable text. This raises the question of whether a technologically advanced species intervened in human evolution, leaving a signature message within our DNA 200,000 years ago. To decipher this potential message, a shift in perspective is required, viewing cells as libraries, chromosomes as books, and genes as chapters, sentences, and words. Gregg Braden's 17 years of research, culminating in the book The God Code, explores this concept, aiming to decode the message within our cells and reveal its profound implications for understanding human origins, potential, and destiny. The composition of human DNA can be connected to ancient spiritual traditions through the lens of gematria, a system assigning numerical values to letters. Applying gematria to DNA reveals a striking discovery. The atomic masses of the four elements in DNA, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon, correspond to letters in ancient alphabets. By correlating atomic mass with the Hebrew alphabet's numerical equivalents applicable also to Sanskrit, Arabic, and cuneiform, a message emerges. This message, EVG, translates to God-ternal within the body, suggesting a divine signature embedded within our very cells. The probability of this message forming randomly is extremely low, 0.042%, implying intentionality. This message's presence, coupled with its profound meaning, suggests a deliberate purpose, potentially linked to humanity's technological advancement, enabling its decipherment. This discovery transcends faith-based belief, offering direct evidence of a divine connection encoded within our biological blueprint. The discovery of a coded message within human DNA has profound implications. This message transcends societal divisions, affirming our inherent divinity. Its existence suggests intentional design and challenges the transhumanist agenda, which threatens to alter this inherent message through genetic modification. This knowledge empowers individuals to honor their bodies as sacred vessels, prompting a reevaluation of lifestyle choices and a deeper appreciation for our pure humanness. The message's implications are so significant that individuals will either deny it or restructure their lives to accommodate its meaning. Ultimately, preserving our unaltered genome becomes an act of honoring our origins and potential. Transhumanism's deceptive promises. From the 1950s to the 1970s, education emphasized human frailty and the need for an external savior, coinciding with a technological revolution that reinforced this victim mentality. This narrative persists today, with children taught that human capabilities are inferior to technology, fostering reliance on AI and synthetic enhancements. This mindset fuels the transhumanist movement, which views human biology as flawed and advocates for technological upgrades like brain implants and gene editing. Driven by a narrative of human deficiency, transhumanism seeks to upgrade humanity through technological integration. This movement unfolds in three phases: prosthetic replacement, synthetic body parts, and consciousness uploading. We typically think of a prosthetic as an artificial replacement for a lost body part, but the term can include devices that aim to alter and enhance our relationship with reality. While prosthetics like artificial limbs and virtual reality goggles offer enhancements, the underlying philosophy of replacing natural biology with artificial components raises concerns. Gene editing, for example, carries the risk of unintended consequences, such as perpetual inflammation. While the concept of enhancing the human body isn't new, recent technological advancements, such as FDA-approved brain chips and mRNA vaccines, have propelled transhumanism to unprecedented levels. This movement aims to overcome human limitations, addressing perceived flaws like emotions, biological reproduction, and susceptibility to disease and death. Transhumanism's roots lie in early 20th century thought. It gained momentum with advancements like CRISPR gene editing. The 2018 birth of gene-edited twins sparked global controversy, highlighting the ethical dilemma. This act forced a real-world confrontation with the question of whether humans have the right to alter natural processes. Between 1976 and 1991, Braden worked as a problem solver in Fortune 500 companies alongside top scientists. Their teams tackled cutting-edge projects from space-based lasers to advanced communication and defense systems. These innovations sparked intense ethical debates, especially regarding weapons technology during the Cold War. One side argued that discovery itself justified use, because we can, we should. The other insisted that new technologies, especially those altering nature, required careful ethical consideration. This debate echoed the moral struggle of the Manhattan Project. Scientist Leo Szilard warned against using atomic bombs, fearing unimaginable devastation. Despite his pleas, the bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. While the Cold War has ended, the ethical debate continues, now focused on technologies that directly alter the human body. The development of Neuralink, a brain-computer interface, exemplifies the blurring lines between biology and technology. While promising for restoring lost function, it also raises ethical concerns about animal testing and the potential for misuse. The idea of uploading consciousness onto a computer chip, while theoretically intriguing, rests on the unproven assumption that consciousness is solely a product of electrical brain activity. This mechanistic view ignores the complex nature of consciousness and the potential for unintended consequences. Some experts suggest that merging AI with human brains would be suicide of the human mind. Dolly the sheep, the first mammal cloned from an adult somatic cell in 1996, lived only half her expected lifespan, raising questions about the limitations of manipulating natural processes. Dolly developed premature arthritis and respiratory disease, leading to her euthanasia at 6.5 years old. The cause remains uncertain. Dolly's case serves as a cautionary tale against overriding natural processes without fully understanding the consequences. Something crucial is missing in our current understanding of consciousness and life. This missing element is the connection between the organism and its morphic field, a concept developed by biochemist Rupert Sheldrake, which acts as a blueprint for life. Cloning disrupts this connection by combining DNA from different sources, creating a resonance mismatch. This explains the health problems observed in cloned animals. The DNA in a cell's nucleus must communicate with the DNA outside the nucleus to resonate with this life-giving information. Replacing natural biology with artificial components leads to atrophy of the replaced functions, a biological use-it-or-lose-it principle. Studies on mice show that newly generated neurons die unless they are used in learning experiences. This suggests that relying on technology for functions like memory or immune response could lead to the degradation of natural abilities. Atrophy could become hereditary, potentially leading to species-wide loss of crucial human capacities, including access to our divinity. This intentional suppression of human potential is a manifestation of evil, causing unnecessary pain and suffering. Transhumanism, by severing the link between humans and their divine potential through technological alteration, becomes a biological expression of this evil. Preserving our natural biology is essential for maintaining access to our full human potential and divine connection. The threat transhumanism may paradoxically awaken us to the extraordinary capacities we possess. Inner technology. A new philosophy in the scientific community posits that human consciousness expresses and informs itself through its creations, including art, technology, and entertainment. These creations act as messages, prompting us to remember crucial information. This concept aligns with artists' descriptions of their creative process as channeling external inspiration. The film The Matrix exemplifies this, its success stemming from its exploration of virtual reality and the struggle for freedom from external control. Its themes resonate with emerging scientific theories about the nature of reality and human potential. Similarly, Avatar highlights the conflict between reverence for nature and exploitative practices. Superhero films further reinforce this theme, depicting individuals awakening to dormant powers. This philosophy extends to technology as well. The rapid advancement of microchips approaching their physical limits mirrors potential untapped human capabilities. The human body, composed of trillions of cells, functions as a complex electrical system. This soft technology surpasses current synthetic capabilities, suggesting vast untapped human potential. Our cells absorb and emit photons, the quantum stuff that light and ultimately every atom is made of, which carry information crucial for life and healing. This exchange occurs within the human biofield, an energy field surrounding the body, increasingly recognized by science for its role in health and healing. This biofield interacts with external energies, possibly enabling innovative healing modalities beyond conventional medicine's chemical focus. DNA acts as a biological antenna, resonating with environmental signals and influencing our health. This antenna-like function allows DNA to interact with various frequencies, potentially impacting disease development and healing. DNA also stores a permanent, transparent, and secure record of our genetic history. This record holds clues to our origins and potential. Neurons are similar to computer chips, but they possess unique advantages. Their processing speed surpasses current computers, potentially utilizing relativistic principles, with information traveling across the neural networks at the speed of light. Furthermore, the brain's ability for information triage, where the information is segmented and processed in parallel functions, outperforms the serial processing of computers, especially in complex tasks like facial recognition. The human capacity for self-regulation is a unique ability to activate dormant potentials through thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. This self-regulation, accessed through a simple user interface of everyday experiences, allows us to trigger complex biological processes for health and healing. This sophisticated self-regulation, combined with the inherent capabilities of our cells and DNA, demonstrates that humans are an extraordinary life form, far more than the product of random mutations. The Human Genome Project's completion in 2000, hailed as a monumental achievement, unexpectedly overturned established genetic theory. Scientists anticipated finding more than 100,000 genes, mirroring the number of unique proteins in the human body, with the expectation of developing targeted drug therapies. However, the project revealed only around 24,000 genes, a mere quarter of the projected amount. The revelation that so few genes are managing the complex systems of the human body sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Surprisingly, simpler organisms like mice and lotus plants possessed a comparable or even greater number of genes, challenging the assumption that human complexity necessitated a larger genome. This discrepancy led to the understanding that human genes are dynamic, capable of programming multiple proteins depending on environmental demands. This adaptability, known as epigenetics, explains how 24,000 genes can produce up to 400,000 proteins. Epigenetic triggers, including environmental toxins, ingested substances, and crucially, thoughts and emotions, influence gene expression. This highlights the power of self-perception in shaping our biology. The discovery of mirror neurons further underscores this power. These neurons fire not only during lived experiences, but also when observing or even visualizing experiences. This explains the placebo effect, which is a mysterious positive outcome of a health issue due to a patient's belief in their own capacity for healing, a treatment, or their caregiver. Visualizing ourselves as healthy triggers biological responses that support that image. The discovery of a little brain within the heart, a neural network of approximately 40,000 neurons, challenges the brain's perceived dominance. This heart-brain communicates with other organs, accesses intuition, and translates emotional perceptions into signals that the cranial brain can understand. This network plays a crucial role in regulating bodily functions based on our perceived safety and emotional state. The heart-brain can synchronize with the cranial brain, creating heart-brain coherence, a uniquely human capability. Achieving coherence involves focusing on the heart, slowing breath with longer exhalations, and evoking positive emotions. This generates a signal optimizing bodily systems, reducing cortisol, the stress hormone, and enhancing immune response. Such self-regulation demonstrates our inherent soft technology, surpassing artificial systems. Heart-brain coherence empowers us to access our full potential and divine connection, challenging the transhumanist narrative of human deficiency. This inherent biological technology positions us as the advanced technology we seek. Awakening divine power. Awakening our inherent divine power requires more than just positive self-talk or external pursuits. While affirmations, workshops, and exploring ancient sites can be inspiring, true empowerment comes from embodying and living these powers. Philosopher and mystic George Ivanovich Gurdjieff's search for deeper meaning led him to a remote monastery in the mountains of northern Afghanistan, where he was urged to cultivate an indestructible inner force. This inner power, our divinity, allows us to transcend limitations and fulfill our destiny. As poet Khalil Gibran suggests, the knowledge to awaken this force already resides within us. We all possess the biological wiring for extraordinary abilities, including advanced neural networks, mirror neurons, and cellular self-regulation. While life experiences may influence the development of these abilities, everyone has the potential to enhance them. Examples of lived experiences like a mother's intuition for a child in danger illustrate these inherent powers. Scientific research now confirms the biological basis for such connections, revealing that a baby's DNA circulates in the mother's blood and remains in her body for decades, facilitating communication through biological resonance. This resonant communication extends beyond the mother-child bond, as our DNA acts as antennae, constantly interacting with the energy field around us. This constant exchange of information highlights the importance of mindful awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. The story of athlete Roger Bannister breaking the 4-minute mile record in 1954 demonstrates the power of witnessing the seemingly impossible. For nearly a century, this barrier remained unbroken until Bannister's public achievement paved the way for countless others to follow. Witnessing extraordinary feats can shift our perceptions and expand our understanding of human potential. Bannister's accomplishment became a catalyst, demonstrating that perceived limitations can be overcome, opening up new possibilities for human achievement. Milarepa, a 9th-century Tibetan yogi, achieved a level of mastery that allowed him to seemingly merge with the rock walls of his cave, leaving handprints that remain to this day. Braden's experience of placing his hand in Milarepa's imprint solidified the reality of this feat, prompting him to question how such a thing was possible. The answer, according to the Tibetan translator accompanying Braden, lay in Milarepa's belief that he and the rock were not separate. This demonstration of transcending perceived limitations served as a powerful example for Milarepa's students, giving them permission to expand their beliefs about what was possible. In 1995, Braden witnessed a film of a tumor disappearing in real time. In a Beijing medicineless hospital that routinely uses traditional, non-medical methods of healing, 3 practitioners, using focused emotion and the mantra, already done, facilitated the instantaneous disappearance of a woman's bladder tumor during an ultrasound. This miracle, while inexplicable by conventional Western medicine, aligns with the idea of accessing a quantum field of possibilities through focused intention. The small number of individuals present, their shared belief in the healing, and the woman's own receptivity seemingly activated this potential. This healing power resides within everyone. While we are conditioned to believe in our limitations, witnessing such extraordinary feats, whether ancient or modern, can shatter these limiting beliefs and awaken us to our inherent divine power. The key is recognizing and accepting our own potential, often facilitated by witnessing others who have already achieved it. Russell Targ's work at the Stanford Research Institute validated remote viewing's potential for military and law enforcement applications. Declassified documents confirmed the accuracy of remote viewing across vast distances, citing a 77% accuracy rate in one experiment. In 1972, psychic and writer Ingo Swann remotely viewed Jupiter before NASA's Pioneer 10 probe reached the planet. He described a ring around Jupiter. On December 4, 1973, Pioneer 10 sent back images confirming that Jupiter has rings. This highlights our inherent potential to interact with a deeper reality, suggesting we can all develop these abilities. Jesus' teachings emphasize belief as the key to unlocking greater potential. We must denounce the illusion of human frailty and the deceptive narrative of needing external solutions, embracing our inherent divinity. The Great Reset. The Chief of Staff to President Barack Obama, Rahm Emanuel, had a "never let a serious crisis go to waste" philosophy. This idea was utilized during the 2008 financial crisis and resurfaced with the COVID-19 pandemic. World Economic Forum WEF founder Klaus Schwab declared that the pandemic could be a catalyst for the Great Reset, a radical societal transformation mirrored in the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Schwab envisions a fourth industrial revolution, merging physical, digital, and biological realms into a transhumanist reality governed by AI. This integration raises concerns about human autonomy and the potential dangers of unchecked technological advancement. The WEF's partnership with the UN, formalized in 2019, aims to leverage corporate power to achieve these goals. However, the Sustainable Development Goals, while seemingly altruistic, raise concerns about implementation. For example, the Zero Hunger goal prioritizes corporate agriculture and genetic engineering over addressing existing food distribution issues. Similarly, the Good Health and Well-being goal promotes potentially risky gene therapies. These examples illustrate the potential for corporate interests to overshadow genuine human needs. WEF advisor Yuval Noah Harari predicts humanity's transformation beyond Homo sapiens through technological manipulation of our hackable biology. He envisions a future where intelligent design, not natural selection, shapes life, guided by technological giants like IBM and Microsoft. This raises ethical questions about who controls this design and what constitutes better or perfect human traits. The potential for irreversible alterations to our biology and the implications for human autonomy demand careful consideration. Harari argues that humanity is on the verge of transcending its organic limitations, entering an era of inorganic, machine-based life. This perspective, however, clashes with the idea that human consciousness, the source of empathy and intellect, resides outside the physical body, using the body as a conduit. Harari's vision suggests that we are gaining right-level permission to alter our DNA. Right-level permission is a reference to computer lingo, meaning the programmer can access the building blocks of a code at the most basic level. This power could enable modification and creation of new human forms, potentially resistant to toxins or enhanced as super soldiers. This transhumanist perspective views core human traits like emotion as flaws to be fixed. Writer Jonathan Cook highlights the dangerous trend of using AI to repress human emotions, crucial for empathy and connection. The ability to experience beauty, unique to humans, has transformative power, influencing our biology and world. Transhumanists also aim to eliminate the flaw of natural childbirth through artificial wombs and gene editing, potentially leading to a world of designer babies and a decline in traditional family structures. Harari's vision sees AI algorithms knowing us better than ourselves, potentially predicting our preferences and health. While seemingly beneficial, this raises concerns about data abuse and loss of autonomy. The merging of technology with our bodies, while promising, risks manipulation and control. This echoes the early 20th century eugenics movement, highlighting the recurring desire to perfect humanity through potentially dangerous means. CRISPR technology, while promising, enables the selection of desirable traits in unborn children. This raises the crucial question of who defines desirable and the potential for discriminatory applications. A 1999 BMJ, formerly the British Medical Journal paper, highlights three key concerns: forced or coerced reproduction, the imposition of arbitrary standards of perfection, and resulting societal inequities. Forced sterilization, historically implemented under the guise of eugenics, violates fundamental human rights. While individual choices regarding genetic enhancements are acceptable, imposing societal standards raises the risk of replicating past atrocities. Furthermore, access to such technology creates a divide between the optimized and the unoptimized, exacerbating existing inequalities and potentially leading to a stratified society. These concerns are already manifest in practices like unequal access to cosmetic surgery and essential health care. The rapid proliferation of transhumanist technology threatens to amplify these issues globally, potentially eroding empathy and intimate relationships. Younger generations, raised in a technology-saturated world and taught to view themselves as inferior to machines, are particularly vulnerable to this ideology. This vulnerability stems from a lack of emphasis on inherent human value and divinity, fostering a victim mentality susceptible to the perceived salvation offered by transhumanism. The potential consequences include the loss of creativity, imagination, and critical thinking as we increasingly rely on AI. This loss of humanness is even linked to the alien abduction phenomenon. Extraterrestrial encounters, as asserted through abduction testimonies and former intelligence official David Grush's 2023 whistleblower testimony, warn humanity about the irreversible consequences of unchecked technological integration with our bodies. These beings, having chosen the transhumanist path, regret the loss of their inherent biological abilities and seek to reclaim them through contact with pure human DNA. The potential for permanent, irreversible changes to our genome underscores the danger of tampering with our DNA. We possess the knowledge and awareness to make informed choices that honor our humanness, leaving a legacy of pure human potential for future generations. The dangerous game. To navigate the complexities of the transhumanist agenda and preserve our humanness, we must recognize the manipulative tactics employed to shape our beliefs. We must understand how we are being indoctrinated to accept disempowering information and addictive technologies. The UN's 2030 Sustainable Development Goals and the WEF's Great Reset reveal a concerted effort to reshape society, targeting our inner world and diminishing our humanness in favor of digital control. This transformation requires integrating technology into our bodies, potentially compromising our critical thinking, creativity, and overall vitality. The arrogance of this vision lies in the assumptions that humans are inherently flawed and that current science possesses the knowledge to fix us. The Great Reset envisions a digitally enmeshed world where AI monitors and controls every aspect of our lives, requiring technological implants to gather and share biometric data. The expansion of AI into predictive policing, while aiming to enhance safety, risks exacerbating existing biases and violating individual freedoms. The proposed use of nanosensors for health monitoring further blurs the lines between medical advancement and surveillance, potentially profiling individuals based on biometric and psychological data. This raises critical questions about autonomy, privacy, and the potential for misuse in a technologically driven future. Patricia Kosheim, former General Counsel of the Office of the Privacy Commissioner of Canada, warns of AI's potential to manipulate public opinion, particularly among vulnerable youth, and questions whether predictive algorithms will create self-fulfilling prophecies, robbing us of free will and agency. These algorithms, based on socio-demographic factors, disregard the potential for personal growth, healing, and the influence of divine agency. Similarly, family medical histories, while informative, don't account for epigenetic factors, lifestyle choices, or the power of emotions like love and forgiveness. Human qualities like joy, innovation, and self-reliance, expressions of our divinity, are obstacles to the Great Reset agenda. This agenda promotes a homogeneous existence where individuals own nothing, sacrificing freedoms for a supposedly carefree life. However, this sharing economy masks a centralized ownership structure concentrating wealth and power in the hands of a few. The policies driving this reset contradict principles of divinity, self-determination, and personal expression. Our current economy, driven by human creativity and freedom of choice, is being replaced by a system of centralized control, surveillance, and restricted consumption. This shift is being subtly engineered through fifth-generation warfare 5 gigawatts, a psychological war waged through misinformation and disinformation. Through the internet and social media, public opinion is shaped on war, politics, and the integration of technology into our bodies. 5 gigawatts aims to destroy social bonds, fostering mistrust and fear and making populations vulnerable to external control. This is what Braden calls the dangerous game, a large-scale effort that aims to dismantle trust and unity, making us question our own value and humanness, ultimately paving the way for external control. Manipulative tactics exploit confusion and division to control populations. Philosopher Immanuel Kant's divide and conquer strategy, detailed in his 1795 work Perpetual Peace, outlines methods for preventing alliances against ruling powers and fostering distrust. Activist Saul Alinsky's 1971 Rules for Radicals simplifies this into 4 steps. Pick the target, freeze it, personalize it, and polarize it. These tactics exploit social injustices, weaponizing differences to dismantle unity. Overcoming this manipulation requires recognizing these tactics and deprogramming ourselves from addictive technologies and misinformation. One such tactic uses information silos to reinforce singular perspectives, creating an illusion of universal truth and hindering open dialogue. Seeking diverse news sources and perspectives is crucial for responsible engagement. Another tactic exploits human empathy by linking real suffering to manipulated narratives, inducing guilt and fear. The climate change narrative exemplifies this, where legitimate concerns about environmental disasters are falsely attributed solely to human fossil fuel consumption, ignoring Earth's natural climate cycles and the significant contribution of oceanic outgassing to CO2 levels. This manipulation fosters division and promotes specific agendas, rather than fostering adaptation and understanding. Combating this requires critical thinking and verifying information from diverse sources, including direct scientific reports and expert interviews, rather than relying on mainstream media or automated fact-checkers. Questioning authority, understanding basic science, and exploring alternative solutions empower informed decisions. Ultimately, transcending this manipulation involves rejecting addictive technologies, thinking critically, and reclaiming personal responsibility for health and well-being, thus ending the dangerous game of control. Divinity or dystopia? The 1945 discovery of the Nag Hammadi Library in Egypt, containing early Gnostic texts excluded from the Bible, revealed alternative biblical narratives. These texts, including the Gospel of Thomas attributed to Jesus' brother, emphasize the power within us to save or destroy ourselves. This echoes Gurdjieff's teaching about cultivating an indestructible inner force, suggesting this force is our divinity. This divinity, expressed through self-regulation, healing, and intuition, is now threatened by transhumanist technology. While initially developed for protection and healing, this technology now risks diminishing our humanness. Humanity faces a crucial juncture. Embrace our inherent divinity, expressed through empathy, intuition, and self-regulation, or surrender to transhumanism, risking irreversible biological alteration. This choice determines our destiny, leading either to a fulfilling future or a dystopian fate.